welcome to Dead End Road. I play a lot of vehicular combat games. What if that were completely inverted and we could not be the aggressor, but rather the victim of the horror and violence? That's what Dead End Road would like to ask. And this is blatantly a tie-in with my horror game streams, which will officially be on Saturdays. That'll be sort of my, secondary project after Twisted Monday, my weekly vehicular combat streams, of which this is currently a part. We're bridging that gap. So tune in Saturdays at 5 p.m. for horror games, similar to this one. As all good horror games start, this one starts with a visit to Grandma's house. Not certain I would like to come closer, but... Yep, she's scary. It's the lack of pupils. Eyes should have pupils. Those cataracts are real bad. Okay, we're gonna learn the ritual. Grandma knows everyone wants to know the ritual. The ritual has the power to grant one wish. But it comes at a terrible cost. This is Grandma Calypso. But we will not be dissuaded. Perform the ritual, then return. Bring the following: a book, a bell, and a candle. I don't know, I might need to write that down. Let's roll. Ritual's going well so far. It's surprisingly easy to summon 3 glowing stones. Now, each of these stones is represented by one cardinal direction on the analog stick. Each time I press that direction, the stone will move. And then you get them in the right position. And that's the ritual. What is your request of the dark powers? What do we wish for? Anyone in chat have something that we should wish for? Because we can enter text. Rolo. We get to decide what we wish for. It could be literally anything. Money, power, women, blind women in song, socialism, jeez. We gotta say socialism is the best option presented so far. So let's try that. Even the dark powers cannot understand socialism. They have not read their theory. I heard cheese. The dark powers fully comprehend cheese. Retroactive apologies for not warning about jump scares and flashing lights, which will appear in this video game. But, yeah, the ritual deity is pissed off that we're coming after his cheese. And he is not going to put up with it much longer. So we got to get the hell out of here. With some tunes. Keep the mood up. he is whispering in our ear. But yeah, this whole game is, the ritual went wrong, and we need to escape the horrible being that we have summoned in our car. But the being still has influence over us. He just turned off my radio, which is pretty cruel. Uh-oh. Hitchhiker. Hop on in. So, we're going to want to do some good deeds while we're fleeing from Satan. Otherwise, what's the point? We'd be just as bad. So we're going to take this not at all scary hitchhiker wherever they need to go. Bit of fog exclusively on my vehicle, which is perfectly normal. This is a British game made by Depressing Drawers. EDD Wares. I believe the Something Awful forum name for this video game developer was Depressing Drawers. And I remember Depressing Drawers fondly, because he was very nice to me in my early days as a content mill. And it just so happens he's made a lot of games like this. Oh, like 4. And as far as I can tell, he's a rock-solid developer. He's got a low budget, but he does a lot with it. Okay, what do we need? Well, for one thing, we need a book, a candle, and a bell. That's right, one thing is a book and a candle and a bell. Bible seems like a pretty good book. Some have said it's the good book. I'll take it. Maybe I'll take a second Bible. There's no reason to take a second Bible. Travel guide, broken bell. This is another type of book. Tourist attractions. And a broken bell is a very, very low quality bell. I'm gonna pass on the broken bell. So we need our 3 items, but if they are not of adequate quality, we don't get credit for having brought them. And we get a bad ending. We still have lots of money, though, because of our good deed. Let's check our status. Damage is very low. Fuel is mediocre. But we have a little... little something up our sleeves with regard to the fuel situation. So I'm going to get this, which reduces collision damage by 50%. That means I will have to repair the vehicle much less frequently. If we were to hit 100% damage, we would die. That is your vehicle destroyed. And then the demon catches you and you go to hell. We also need to manage our health levels, specifically our stress. I believe this works very similarly to Eternal Darkness, where the higher stress we have, the more frequently we will face sanity effects. Which I probably should not have spoiled. There are sanity effects in this game. We're going to want to save some money. We still need to get a candle and a bell. And we're probably going to get much, much higher stress in the near future. But our hitchhiker's no longer in the rear view. That's a bit of an advantage. Now we have a choice. And to help us with our choice, a map. So, those red squares indicate fueling stations, wherein we can refill our vehicle for free. With the extremely limited amount of money you have available throughout this entire run and how expensive all the things you need to acquire are, we need some cheap-ass gas. So, if we go through Droshar, we can go through Courtier Town, and then we'll get a free fill-up. And then another one right afterwards, and that should hold us all the way to the dead-end road. Droshar it is. My first few times playing this game, I did not know there was a map. Only recently did I bother to check the controls and find out that one of the buttons brings up a map for you to plot your course and have a much greater chance of success. However, everything is still determined by RNG, and the numbers seem to be weighted very heavily against the player. Also, the roads are unbelievably dangerous. Every lane goes both ways, so collisions are probably pretty common here in jolly old England town. There was a cow on the side of the road, and just a train with no warning whatsoever. You don't stop fast enough there, you are dead. I think the cow's chasing me. That was a close call, to say the least. Is that a hitchhiker in the darkness here? No, it's a cow. Why are there so many cows here? They're coming right through the corn. We have come on down to Cowtown. It is surprisingly scary. I thought maybe one of the shapes on the side of the road was a hitchhiker, but that was before the first cow, so that was quite a while ago. But yeah, it's entirely possible that no pawn shop spawns any items of adequate quality throughout your entire run. There does not appear to be any failsafe that causes you to actually get the items you need in order to properly complete the game. Not to mention the fact that you need to experience various random events that will cause you to gain more money. Otherwise, you won't be able to afford the items you need. And the mechanic, forget it. You would have to hit the jackpot multiple times over to afford even 2 upgrades from the mechanic. Dead bell. Traditionally used at funerals, so the bell itself is not dead. It is a bell for the dead. Perfect for our purposes. Now, we were only told to get 3 items. I believe you also require a 4th item, which is a source of flame to light the candle. And I don't know how much quality the flame requires, so I'm just gonna grab some matches. Now all we need is a candle. We'll be all set. Let's see if I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm doing shockingly well. Honestly, by the time I get to the first town, I almost always am on the verge of a heart attack. And I'm pretty sure you can die from getting too much stress. Although I don't recall ever having done it, because the other ways that you can die are much, much more likely and dangerous. So, since we have extra money, I'm going to buy a scratch card. I wasn't lying when I said you would have to hit the lottery in order to get some serious upgrades. That said, I have never, ever, ever won a scratch card. They are realistically weighted in their probability of success. As far as I can tell, buying scratch cards is literally just a waste of money. Cigarettes, however, very good for your health. They reduce stress. As does soda and chocolate to a lesser extent. So I'm low on cash. Hopefully we get some hitchhikers. I'm pretty sure you can make more money from a single hitchhiker if you take them multiple stops instead of just to the next town, which in this case ought to be Courtier Town. This haulette would take us all the way around the outside loop of the game, which seems like the worst possible route. It's the longest and it has no gas stations whatsoever. We also haven't gotten any random walking paths. You can pass by walking paths on your journey, and those can have possible money pickups on them if you choose to stop and explore them. So the controls are pretty solid, relatively generous. Oh no, I've crashed to DOS. I've crashed decades into the past, and now I must die. I didn't die, though. So all's well. Put on some old-timey public domain music so that this doesn't happen. But it happened anyway. The sanity effects in this game are mostly really, really cool. I gotta say, they are almost certainly inspired by Eternal Darkness. Fog is unavoidable, unfortunately. I don't think anything will get it to go away faster. I've lost control of the vehicle, and I could crash right into an oncoming car at any second, and I'd have no way to prevent it. But hey, I'm alive. I think if you don't turn on your windshield wipers while it's raining, your stress goes up. Or at least goes up faster. And also we have the option of not going to town. But it seems to behoove you to always go into every town that you get to. Unless you have a hitchhiker, maybe. Pawn shop. Just looking for a candle. That's a candle. Pretty standard candle. Pretty cheap, too. It's... Okay, I was just saying the words, pretty standard candle. I did not know that was going to be the actual literal in-game description of the wax candle. Maybe I wrote this game. I think this game came out before I started my first Twisted Metal Let's Play, so I don't think I had any direct influence on its development in that way. But I do think we are completely set for garbage that we have to purchase. I think I'm going to have to repair my vehicle. It's got to be pretty busted up, despite my upgrade. It is not busted up in the slightest. My vehicle is A-okay, and we're about to run by a gas station. I don't know why I'm not more damaged. I haven't been getting as many random effects as I typically expect. Anyway, one of the shops that's open late at night is the Dark Alleyway. And that's a horror game, so we're gonna bumble our way in there and find a damp, discarded wallet that already seems to have been robbed of all of its contents. However, upon closer inspection, you find a 50-pound note hidden in a small internal compartment. I almost said dollars. I would have been jailed and beheaded by the Queen had I said dollars. That's right. The Queen is a zombie and is out there collecting heads right now. So I don't need to repair, and I should be able to get an upgrade so I don't need to do as much other nonsense. I can make it so my gas lasts longer. That's surprisingly useless because of the availability of free gas refills on the route that I have chosen. Vehicle top speed is the most expensive option, and I cannot afford it. Vehicle acceleration seems useful, and I've never purchased this before, so I'm going to try it. Watch me never get any more money and have my stress too high and my damage too high, and then I lose the game because of that. I'm taking some risks, but it's for the sake of science and my own morbid interests. Okay, I think Crow Road is the correct answer. Yeah, Crow Road is very short and it has a gas station. Hillfolk also has a gas station, but it's very long. And the relative length of the lines on the map does typically indicate the shape and distance of each road. And if we really want to know exactly how far we're going, it measures how many miles we have left to our next destination. Over in the lower left. Gas station. Gas station. Try not to get hit by a car on my way there. Ooh, and a guy. I took some damage, backing into a pole. But I'm getting my fuel back. And a hitchman. Now what sucks is I'm completely trapped in place as the hitchhiker gets in my car. And if an oncoming vehicle approaches while you're picking up a hitchhiker, you die. You just drop dead right away. That would not have been the hitchhiker's fault. But I didn't get hit, so we're all good. And for some reason, the hitchhiker is not in my rearview mirror. That's mildly worrisome. But I've seen that happen before, and it turned out just fine. Got some guts rolling down the road. That's bad. I'd rather hit the pole than the oncoming truck, though. If you collide with an oncoming vehicle, instant death. Doesn't matter what your health is. I have gone right off the starting block and directly into an oncoming vehicle and died. Right away. There's just nothing you can do if you make that mistake. Careful of those cardboard boxes. It's not an action chase. This is a horror chase. Those cardboard boxes can be surprisingly costly. Gas stations, I believe, are completely free. So, an actual Brit has showed up in chat. The question, how much fuel we can get for our 50 pounds. And I believe it is all we could possibly need. Now, my stress has to be absolutely through the roof at this point. This is not a pharmacy at all. I thought there was a pharmacy. There's no pharmacy. I'm probably gonna have to buy cigarettes. I'm gonna empty my wallet and then check the dark alley in case something goes wrong, because there are bad outcomes for the dark alley. I'm not gonna buy that. That was a misclick. Sig me up. I don't need long-term survival. I just need to get to the end of this horror outing and collect my cheese. Which honestly is a very British wish to make. What have we here? Alright, searching the alley, you find a half-empty canister of petrol behind a bin. You suspect someone had hid it there for nefarious purposes, and as such, you feel no remorse in taking it. We have foiled a plot to commit arson. And gained some gasoline in the process. We were pretty much set for gasoline, but I'll take more. Never enough. I'll especially take it for free. Now, definitely want to go to... Wolk takes us up north. South Hope, another gas station. We don't exactly need a ton of gas, but it's also a relatively short route to the dead end road. My stress is probably really bad. Probably going to get bombarded with threats. And I've joked about the radio reducing our stress. It does not do so. At least not to the best of my knowledge. Those are actual voice clips that keep playing, and I have no clue what they're saying. Oh, hi, Death. Do you mind? I'm trying to stop at a rest area here. The audio has gone to complete chaos. I hurt my knee. I got a boo-boo. Dress up. But there we go. At least we got to see a rest area. Even if it was a negative one. Save for the boxes. Your first few times playing this game, it is super easy to miss stuff on the side of the road. I didn't even see a hitchhiker my first couple of hours playing this game. Even though I had definitely driven past hitchhikers. They were out there, I was just blind to them. Due to my own ignorance. Skyballs. Oh, another rest area. It's a restful part of town. Glad I went this way. Gotta park a little closer. What have we? Slightly damp scratch card. Not a winner, so my stress goes up. Apparently, the driver of Dead End Road would make a fantastic World of Horror protagonist. Where if things not even don't go their way, but don't, like, actively benefit them, they lose sanity. And a bunch of ghosts have floated directly into my car. That's probably fine. I kind of like this new world that I briefly entered. I went through an Event Horizon portal and traveled impossible distances in an instant, at the cost of tearing out my own eyeballs. Spoilers for Event Horizon. Now I have no cash and dangerously high stress. Maybe there's a way to afford some Quaaludes for the rest of my ride home. Unfortunately, the pawn shop does not purchase your items, only sells them. They can't make money there. I'll take a soda, because it's literally all I can afford with my last quid. It's always funny when people post, like, GIFs of classic movies, like, say they're driving down the road in Twister, and they're like, they don't do practical effects like this anymore. And then what everyone comments on is, oh my god, gas was $1.16, which would be much less than a quid. I think we want to go to Avarice City. It's average, but the rich are filled with avarice, so it still works. Silhouette Man is fucking dead. That'll teach you to stand on the road. Okay, we got a lot of obstacles coming our way. Body truck is dumping bodies all over the place. Pedestrians in the middle of the street. Corpses and oil everywhere. Doves coming my way. And a black lodge. Out of nowhere. That gum you like is coming back in style. Uh-oh. Almost went right into a pole. Sir, close your truck. Leaving corpses all over the road. And the meat truck, transporting open meat with no refrigeration, also not doing a great job. Spilling gore across the streets as though it were twisted metal. You know what's interesting is here in North Carolina, we have a gas station chain called Sheetz, and on the 4th of July, rest stop, they priced their gasoline $1.76 or 177.6. It's 17.76, which every year becomes more and more of an unbelievable discount. Cash increased. Found a wallet. My second lost wallet of the run. You'd think I would have more money, but I can probably afford lewds now. Just gotta hope for a pharmacy at Avarice City. Oh, I crashed to DOS again. The fatal error is my own fatality. Goodbye, cruel world. Uh-oh. I didn't even run into the divider there. I'm really giving my new accelerator a workout, which hasn't made very much of a difference at all. Here's the world where I would like to get stuck for the rest of my days. Oop, we got a friend. And be careful, because now I'm stuck. I might get run over by a bigger car. That's a rest stop, but it's got a phone booth in the way. So I think Doctor Who is hanging out down that rest stop, and I don't think I can get in there. Too bad. Hello, friend. We should definitely be able to afford lewds, and that is exactly what we need to survive the rest of this run. Now we're within the last mile of our route. Typically, no sanity effects will occur during the last mile. You are actually kind of safe during that brief moment. There is no pharmacy in Avarice City, or rather they close at a reasonable time. So I think I'm just going to have to buy a lot of cigs. But first, let's see what else is available. If I go down the dark alley, I will probably increase my stress. Grimoire would have been kind of nice. It teaches us how to say Klaatu Barada Nikto. If we were to purchase that, I think it would replace our Bible. But our Bible is, I think, equally expensive, or roughly the same price, so I don't think we would be getting a benefit for having that book. Sorry, Grimoire, but Jesus will save us from the demonic entity nipping at my heels while I go shopping. I'm gonna buy a whole cart of cigs and hope that that gets me through. Save me cigarettes. A full run of this game is surprisingly long for the average roguelike. However, you could dramatically reduce the overall time by not going into each city and taking an even shorter route. However, I'm playing it safe and trying to show off as much as possible. And I'm still probably going to die. But I think the next stop will be the dead-end road. Anyway, Dark Alley. My curiosity will always get the better of me, and only find a raving derelict who, whilst posing no physical threat to you, nevertheless bombards you with a torrent of abuse for some perceived slight. It does not tell me that my stress increased, so maybe nothing happened at all. Maybe. That could be the neutral outcome of the dark alley. Because there's definitely an other outcome that is decidedly negative. Though non-lethal, to the best of my knowledge. And one more stop till the dead-end road, or you can continue going. And I don't know why you would. I guess if you wanted more gas and more, like, resources, like you didn't get enough books or whatever. But this is the titular dead-end road. And at the end is Grandma's house. Grandma's house, we hopefully go. I don't like how dark it is. I don't like the lack of music. Let's take a hitchhiker. I am about to get hit from behind by a ghost car. Spooky. You don't scare me, Silhouette Man. I've seen you run over so many times. Where am I? I'm in hell. Ah, fresh meat. I don't think there's any reason at all to have gotten that hitchhiker. I'm pretty sure it was just risking taking a head-on collision while I was picking him up. And thus a very bad idea. It's a shame we've been dealt that one so many times, because there's a lot of other clever little sanity effects. We've seen a large proportion of them, but there's still plenty that we've missed. Damn you, baby. Who threw their baby carriage right in the middle of the street? It better have been Bloodborne. Because then we did a good thing. I doubt it was Bloodborne.
I've got the old soul, you know, feeling caught my sweetest thought.
Just make a beeline, 4 miles left. And these are definitely miles that we're driving. Not kilometers. If it were kilometers, it would explain why we're going through them so rapidly. Miles being dramatically longer than kilometers. Silhouette Man, leave me alone. So we're getting hit with a lot of effects. I have had far more simultaneous effects come my way on previous runs, but we're so close. I'll be honest, I've literally never gotten this far in this game. But we're entering the final mile. They shouldn't throw any further sanity effects at me. I think we made it. Just gotta not drive directly into a light pole, and we should be just fine. Next exit. I guess that means whichever way I turn. That's Grandmother's house. I made it. Aren't you happy to see me? You're fucking telling me. I put numerous hours into this game. This is the first time I've made it back to Grandma's house. This game is hard. Made a wish herself and sold her soul. On condition that I continue the curse. Lure more unsuspecting lambs. You would have done the same. I did everything right, Grandma. I guess I'm gonna have to sell my soul, but I'd better get my cheese. Brought plenty of items. They should have been adequately expensive. Looks good. Like my Bible. Yeah. I got a chance. Go now and complete the ritual. Still a chance to save my soul. Okay. So if you hadn't figured out the mechanics of this previously, you'd be in trouble. Oh, I just fucked myself. Yeah, I forgot the directions. I'm done for. Ah. Well, there's my soul. Forfeit to the dark powers. Join their nameless regions of howling victims in eternity. That's why the ritual is intentionally awkward to control. Every time you press one direction, it always moves the same orb in the same way. You gotta remember which direction goes to which orb, and I didn't. I actually got them aligned properly after the time limit ran out. It let me still move it, and I didn't move them fast enough. So, yeah, I went to hell. Cheeseless, as always. That's the worst part. So yeah, there's plenty of endings. You can always input something different at the beginning. Granted, sometimes the dark entity just says no. But this is a really cool game, and it's really cheap. I bought this at the same time as Buckshot Roulette, that extraordinarily popular roguelike board game sort of game. This is the same price as Buckshot Roulette. And I played this much, much longer and had quite a bit more fun with it. So I think Dead End Road here is a fantastic purchase. DDD Wares is putting out a new game. Probably next year, although there haven't been updates in a while, but it's a solo studio, so you get what you get with them. And we could request... cars. Drive our car to get more cars. Hell yeah. And like I said, there's a lot more endings. Plenty of different jump scares. Loud as they are, you probably can't even hear me, that was so loud. And in the worst case scenario, if you make it to the end, you go to hell with Grandma. Eternal vacation. Yeah, since this was my first time getting to the end, I did not realize I would have to do the ritual within 30 seconds, and it would be harder than usual. But the true cheese ending is yours to discover. Thank you for joining me for Dead End Road, a highly recommended purchase. I hope you will continue to join me for more horror games, especially Splatter Days, a new Saturday horror stream. Tune in if you enjoyed this sort of nonsense, because this is exactly the sort of game I'm going to seek out and play a lot. Once again, thanks for joining me, and have yourselves a good one.